Hey guys, in today's video we're going to make an ingrained brick layered cutting board out of this walnut and maple. The finished product looks really awesome and it's a lot of fun to make. Let's get into it. Okay, step one, we're going to need to machine our wood to size so we can make two planks. One walnut and maple plank and the other a large maple plank that we'll resaw in the next step to make our long grout lines. Okay guys, here we are and we got the first stage done. It took me a couple hours to get this done, but all the wood is machined to length, width, sanded down, and we're ready to glue. I have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 walnut planks. Those are all 3 inches, and this one is 1.5 inches. And then I have the first section of the resawed maple, which are going to be our mortar for the brick and mortar. And then we have the 3 maple planks here, machined to size as well, and that's going to be glued together to make one big plank. So that's it. I'm going to take a lunch break and then I'm going to come back and glue it all together. Okay guys, here we are. We have the next stage done. This was I've got it written down here. Step 1 was to originally mill the wood to size. Step 2 was to build the panels, the walnut and maple panel, and then the large maple panel, which we did yesterday. That's done. Step 3 I just did, which was to cross cut the panel and then cross cut the maple panel and resaw. And I've just sanded all these down to the 3/16 down to size. And now the next stage is going to be the glue up. So similar to yesterday, I'm going to take a lunch break here and then I'm going to glue up, and then we're almost finished. I gotta say, just to this point, how everything has turned out, I'm pleasantly surprised. There's just been a few things that, few hiccups here and there that I ran into that I've had to stop and fix. But overall, right now at this point, everything looks to be perfect. No seams left anywhere. All the wood is matching up great. So that's all I could really ask for. At the end of the video, I'm going to kind of recap everything, all the different steps, step 1, step 2, step 3, and I'm going to go over a few of the main points that I feel like if I was to do this again, that I could do a little bit better and save myself some time and possibly some headache. So I'm going to go have lunch. We'll come back and glue it up. Okay, we are all set and ready for gluing. As you can see, I got everything laid out to make it nice and easy. It's kind of like a cooking show. It's all pre-prepared here. Got my clamps. Everything's ready to go. Got the cauls ready. And we're about to go. Also, I have some wax paper ready to go, already pre-cut. And let's get to it. Hey guys, here we are, day 3, getting ready to finish up the project, and I was so excited about getting here and checking it out that I could barely go to sleep last night, and that is no joke. Also, I did have a little bit of anxiety because the glue up didn't go as well as I had planned. At least I didn't think that it did. I felt, even though I had everything laid out and ready to go, I felt a little bit rushed trying to get it done, and then was worried that some of the glue on those first slabs that I put down might have come down, so by the time I clamped it, it might not have squeezed out all the edges and sealed good. But I've taken a look at it, and so far I don't find any spots that that look bad. So anyway, I may have dodged a bullet there. I just gotta sand all the glue off, trim up the edges, and then we'll finish it up. Let's get to it. Okay, I'm done sanding the board, so I thought I'd give you a little close-up. It looks really nice. Let's go around here. Everything's sealed up nicely. The lines look good. It's one side. Turn over to the other side. It's got some nice color. Some of the blocks are a little bit darker than others. That looks cool. Alright, there we go. Now, the only main question I had that I've been kind of struggling with over the last couple days was I've been trying to decide, should I route the edges or should I not route the edges? And I haven't quite decided yet. But I guess we'll see what I come up with in the last decision, because that's what I'm doing next. I'm going to put a couple spots for your hands in here in the edges, and then at that point I'll decide, do I want to route the edges as well. Okay, see you guys. Okay, here comes the best part. Put on the mineral oil. Been waiting for this. And you want to get a lot on there. I'm going to put as much as it'll take, 2 or 3 coats. For some reason, my battery keeps going out. Okay, I have this Butcher block conditioner on there now, and I'm just letting it sit for 20 minutes to see how it's going to look after. But I've put 3 or 4 coats on. I've put I don't know, 2 or 3 coats of the mineral oil, and now this is my second coat of the conditioner. So that should be good for it. But it's kind of hard to capture how it looks with the camera. But when you go from just having it sanded down to all of a sudden you put the mineral oil on it and then you put the conditioner, it really makes it pop and it looks awesome. I I'm absolutely in love with this project, and I was going to give it away, but now I'm thinking that I don't want to give it away. I might want to keep it, but anyway, I can't do that because I already told my sister that I'd give it to her. But anyway, I love this thing. It's fantastic. It was a fun project, challenging, and I look forward to making another one sometime. Here we are with the finished product, and it turned out fantastic. I'm completely in love with it. Here you go. I'll give you the quick rundown. It's still drying a little bit. I just took the last coats. I just wiped off the last few coats of the mineral oil, so it's still drying. But it really turned out great, and I couldn't be happier with it. A couple things I wanted to talk about before I finish up here. A couple critical points during the process that I thought might help out if you're going to make a board like this. The resaw of the maple is important and a little bit tricky, and I would suggest that when you cut it on the bandsaw that you definitely cut those strips wider than you need them, and then if your blade wandered a little bit or you don't get that perfect cut, you can take them over to the drum sander later and flatten them out to size, which is what I did. The first cut I didn't turn out too great. Then I did another cut, I made it a little bit thicker, and then I sanded it down on the drum sander, and it worked out great. The next thing was the glue ups are really important. And in the first glue up, I didn't put the cauls on the side when I glued it to try to make them flat. I just figured I'd butt them up, clamp them together, and it would be flat enough. And in hindsight, it would have been good if I would have went ahead and put those on there. It wasn't off by much, and I was able to sand that down as well on the drum sander after, and it was fine. But it'd be a little bit easier, I think, if I just put those on to begin with. The second glue up, I did do that. I put those on, and that was nice. However, I was a little bit worried about the second glue up. Although I had everything laid out, ready to go, thought I was fully prepared, I really felt like I was rushing to get that done, because by the time I put the first strips on and was getting to the last strips, the glue on the first strips was already starting to dry, and I was afraid that when I finally did clamp it up that the glue wouldn't squish out the top and seal everything perfectly. Luckily, it turned out okay, but I did have a bit of anxiety waiting the 24 hours to undo the glue up. I thought, oh man, this might not work out. So those are the two main things I wanted to talk about: the resawing of the strips, make them a little bit wider so you can sand them down on the drum sander, and then the glue ups. You really want to make sure that you're prepared for those, that you're working quickly, and you don't get kind of interrupted during that. And also maybe put those cauls on the side so that you can flatten them up. Anyway, that's it. It's a great project, and this should be drying up soon. And what I'll do is I'll take some pictures of it. Oh, also in the video, I ran out of battery when I was in the middle of routing this. I routed these little hand grooves in there. I'm not sure if you can see that too well, but it's got these little hand grooves so that when you have it down like this, you can, hold it with those hand grooves. So I did do that as well. I'll take some pictures, and if you watched, thanks for watching. Please subscribe, hit me with a like if you enjoyed it, and I'll keep bringing some videos your way. Thanks guys, bye.